All right, for reaction here, Congressman Jeff Van Drew is joining us here, Republican from New Jersey. Congressman, good to see you. Thank you so much for your time. We're less than an hour away from the First Lady from Ukraine to address you and your colleagues. What do you expect to hear? What do you expect moving forward? And your thoughts on the visit?
Well, I think she's going to ask for more help, more money, more aid, both military and fiscal. And I understand that. And certainly we understand what's happening in Ukraine is terrible, and feel so sorry and so badly for those, mothers and children and families that are going through this. At the same time, we must take care of America. There's only so many billions of dollars that we can send around the world. There's only so much money that we can take away, quite frankly, from the American people and the needs that they have here. We have inflation issues, we have shortage issues, we have supply chain issues, we have an open border, we have a host of problems, we have crime in our cities. We have to take care of America as well, and I always believe in America first. I do feel badly for these people. Ukraine has had its problems, and it's had its corruption, and it's had its issues. And America must also take care of America and ensure that we don't get overly involved where we have boots on the ground, overly involved where we've committed so much resources that we are literally stuck being in this conflict as part of it. That's not our job. And that's not something that we can do. So can we help? Yes. And we've helped a lot, and we can still help some more. But we have to be circumspect. We have to be careful, and we can't do too much where we actually hurt our American people.
It's an interesting point, and some would say a controversial point. We had another congressman on earlier that said we got to continue to what we committed to with Ukraine, and a lot of that is military aid. A lot of that is humanitarian aid, which is money, which is billions of Americans' taxpaying dollars being sent over. But I think it's lost on some people. You answer to your constituents. The congressional leaders answer to constituents. It's not your money. These are your constituents' money. How do you feel your constituents feel about spending more money on a country that's not their own, despite what they're going through? America's going through their own crises.
Well, that's exactly it. America has its own challenges and crises, and I have a responsibility to America and Americans. I mean, it's important that America be number one, that America be strong. When we see our military is weakened, when we see that we have more crime in our cities, when we see that we have more fiscal issues, we have inflation, we have the open borders, we have supply chain issues. We have a host of problems in America right now. This is a challenging time for us. So I say America first and American people first. Now, does that mean we don't help at all? No, it doesn't mean that. But does it mean we just keep sending tens of billions of dollars over and over again? We can't do that either. Other countries have to help. And I think that's important to realize. So that's the situation we are in right now. Excuse me, I've been
no, it's okay.
a lot of talking lately.
Yeah, it happens to me too. I keep water near me at all times when
Me too, and I should have had it right here.
Listen,
but the bottom line is that, we are responsible to our Americans. We are responsible to our American people, and we have to be very careful. Again, no boots on the ground, no involvement that's so severe that we are actually hurting our own nation. And quite frankly, we just can't send over $40 billion at a pop to Ukraine. We just can't.
Well, at some point, again, Americans and those really feeling the pinch are asking, where's the end of the spend? All for helping.
Exactly.
Many say they're for helping Ukraine, but where is the end of it? I want to move domestically here. The House passing the Respect for Marriage Act, providing legal protections for same-sex and interracial marriages. Democrats proposed a legislation that was in response to that decision in the Supreme Court overturning Roe. My question to you, sir, 47 Republicans supported it. It will now move to the Senate. The future of it is uncertain. But were same-sex marriage rights for same-sex marriages, were they at risk? Do you see this more as a political tool by the Democrats to get Republicans on record on where they stand? Again, 47 supported it, but there are others that said no. Talk to me about that.
So I don't think we were at risk. I don't think anybody wants to get involved with this. And the reason is this. Just as I respected the Supreme Court decision on abortion that was just made, and I believe it was the right decision, by the way, I respected it, I believe in it, and we can't change that. That's the Supreme Court has the right to make that decision. In 2015, a decision was made about marriage. I respect that decision as well. It was the right of the Supreme Court to come up with that decision. And now we understand that that is the rule and the law of the land. We can't pick and choose the Supreme Court decisions that we like and we don't like. So I think the bottom line here is it is some political theater in that they wanted to show that, everything's at risk. People of different races may not be able to get married or same-sex. No, that's not the issue. The issue that was decided on recently was a very serious issue to have to do with abortion and the ending of life, and in some states all the way up to 9 months. And so they said, the Supreme Court, this was up to each individual state to make this decision. Yeah. This is not a national decision that is made about abortion. I respect that, and I think it was the right thing to do. They made a decision again in 2015 about marriage. I respected the Supreme Court, the decision they made. Let's move on. Let's stop with the theatrics. I voted for this just to say, look, I don't have a problem.
It's moving on to the moving on to the Senate. I don't mean to cut you off. We're out of time with you. A Republican congressman from New Jersey joining us live. The Congressman Jeff Van Drew joining us. Thank you, sir. Best to you.
Great to be with you as always.